David and Goliath, a story of faith that defeated fear. 1 Samuel 17. Have you ever faced a challenge so big that it seemed impossible to overcome? Maybe it's financial hardship. Maybe it's sickness, fear, anxiety, rejection, or a dream that feels out of reach. The Bible reminds us that no giant is greater than God. Today, we'll look at one of the most inspiring stories in Scripture, the story of David and Goliath, found in 1 Samuel 17. This isn't just a story about a young shepherd defeating a giant. It's a powerful lesson about faith, courage, and trusting God in the face of impossible odds. The giant who terrified a nation. The story begins with the Israelites and the Philistines preparing for battle. Every day, a giant warrior named Goliath came out from the Philistine camp to challenge Israel. The Bible describes Goliath as a mighty warrior wearing heavy bronze armor and carrying massive weapons. For 40 days, morning and evening, he mocked Israel and challenged anyone to fight him. 1 Samuel 17 verse 16. For 40 days the Philistine came forward every morning and evening and took his stand. The entire army of Israel, including King Saul, was terrified. Instead of trusting God, they focused on the size of their enemy. Fear had stolen their courage. David arrives. David was not a soldier. He was a young shepherd caring for his father's sheep. His father, Jesse, sent him to deliver food to his older brothers who were serving in Saul's army. When David arrived, he heard Goliath insulting Israel and challenging God's people. David couldn't understand why everyone was afraid. Instead of seeing an unbeatable giant, David saw someone who was defying the living God. 1 Samuel 17 verse 26. David asked, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" David's perspective was different because his faith was bigger than his fear. David's confidence came from experience with God. When King Saul heard about David, he questioned whether such a young man could fight Goliath. David explained that while protecting his father's sheep, he had fought both lions and bears. God had rescued him before. David believed God would rescue him again. 1 Samuel 17 verse 37. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. David's confidence wasn't based on his own strength. It was based on God's faithfulness. He remembered what God had already done. David refuses Saul's armor. King Saul offered David his armor. David tried it on but quickly realized it wasn't meant for him. Instead, David chose the tools he knew well, a shepherd's staff, his sling, and 5 smooth stones picked from a stream. 1 Samuel 17 verse 40. David didn't need to fight like Saul. He needed to trust God using the gifts God had already placed in his hands. The battle. When Goliath saw David, he laughed. To Goliath, David looked weak. But David wasn't intimidated. Listen to David's incredible words. 1 Samuel 17 verses 45 to 47. You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. The battle is the Lord's. Those words reveal the heart of the entire story. David wasn't fighting alone. God was with him. David placed a stone into his sling. He ran toward Goliath. He released the stone. It struck Goliath on the forehead. The giant fell face down to the ground. Israel won the victory because one young man trusted God more than he feared the enemy. What does this mean for us today? Most of us will never fight a giant like Goliath, but we all face giants. Your giant might be fear. It might be depression. It might be financial struggles. It might be addiction. It might be uncertainty about the future. Like Goliath, these problems often appear bigger than we are. But David teaches us an important truth. Don't measure your giant against yourself. Measure your giant against God. What seems impossible to us is never impossible for him. As Jesus later said in Matthew 19 verse 26, "With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." 3 lessons from David. 1. Faith is stronger than fear. Everyone saw the giant. David saw God's power. 2. Remember God's faithfulness. David trusted God because he remembered how God had helped him before. Never forget the victories God has already given you. 3. The battle belongs to the Lord. Some battles cannot be won by human strength alone. Prayer, faith, obedience, and trust in God make all the difference. Conclusion. Whatever giant stands before you today, remember this. The same God who helped David is still faithful today. He has not changed. He still strengthens the weak. He still gives courage to the fearful. He still makes a way where there seems to be no way. So don't let fear control your life. Stand firm in faith. Trust God. And remember the powerful words of 1 Samuel 17 verse 47. The battle is the Lord's. May God give you the courage to face every giant with confidence, knowing that He goes before you. Thank you for watching. If this message encouraged you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope today.